Hello.
What's going on?
It is Saturday. I'm starting this vlog a little bit early just because I mentioned this a lot last week, technically this week, but for your sake last week. I'm homeschooling the kids. Well, it's a virtual school thing, but I've restructured my work situation to basically pack in 2 weeks in one, so then I can really be there to focus on them. So in light of that, I figured the vlog might be a little late. So, and we have stuff to do today, so I figured I'd just throw this into this one because, you know, it's close enough. But today we are running a couple of errands that are kind of fun. Obviously, one of them is going to the liquor store. I gotta get tequila for margaritas on tap, and then I bought some wine because, aforementioned virtual school. I'm gonna be a 1st and 4th grade teacher, and I shockingly did go to school for teaching, but it was high school. So yeah. And we're gonna start, where are we going? The hobby store?
We're going to the hobby store.
Why?
We are going to pick up Sarah's first radio controlled car. We got her it's by a company out of Dallas. So long story short, I've been off and on with radio controlled cars since I was 8 or 9 when I bought my first one. And I'm kind of weird and loyal. I only buy from certain manufacturers, all this weird stuff. But this particular company makes a Mercedes G-Wagon. And I couldn't convince Sarah to do the Mercedes 6x6 pickup truck. The thing's kind of awesome. But she really liked the G-Wagon. And our local hobby shop up north has one in stock, and these guys are pretty awesome. With the whole social distancing and what we're doing with the virus, I basically call them up ahead of time and say, this is what I want. Can you put this in a side, and I'll be in and out in next to no time.
Yeah, 20
They're pretty awesome.
It's super fast.
So I don't end up interacting with anybody. I just basically walk in and give them my credit card.
Yeah.
But they make a body. So all these RC cars are basically the same platform, but they make bodies in different things. So this one has a Mercedes G-Wagon body, and unfortunately it's blue.
That's not what color I wanted.
She wants black, and she about stopped the whole project. And then I said, the cool part about these things is that the bodies are made of clear plastic. So we can make one that's black, and I have black pearl paint. So we're going to paint one in black pearl.
Which I did not know that when I was yelling about it, but I'm actually excited about that because it makes it feel more like unique, and what, you know what I mean? Like you literally made it. So that's exciting. I like that.
So I recently picked up radio controlled cars for the girls. I think the oldest might have shown hers on camera.
Yeah, y'all saw her doing like the jumps and stuff, and she named it and the whole bit.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we've been all playing together and setting up little tracks in the front yard and that
Where are you going?
To the UPS store.
Oh, okay.
To try to send that back to Amazon.
Okay, cool.
So
yeah. So now I get to participate.
Yep. So they have all kinds of different stuff. The cool thing is you can really find whatever you want as far as what to play with. Most of my cars are all centered around racing and can get super expensive. And racing where you actually go with a bunch of people and compete.
People do this for a living.
Yeah. There's a few guys that I did this a lot when I lived in Southern California, and a lot of the manufacturers are small companies that are based in San Diego and like Orange County. So the reason I said earlier I'm very loyal about who I buy from is I try to support the people I know. So a lot of them are still in the industry, and the industry Sadly, I think they're doing okay because of Rona. But the industry is something where they're always kind of like teetering, and the businesses aren't super strong. So I like to try to really send my money, you know, where I think it makes a difference. So the company out of Dallas is called Traxxas, and it was the second RC car I bought 30 years ago. So that's what the girls' trucks come from, and that's where Sarah's truck is now coming from.
I'm excited.
So we're excited.
Yeah.
And now I am going to run in and do an Amazon return and hope it works.
Good morning. I wanted to show you this before I forget, and also before anybody wakes up. Jeremy put the ice machine onto the water line from the fridge since our ice machine doesn't work. We removed the smart oven in the corner, moved the toaster. I actually kind of like it. I think it looks pretty good. Don't mind the kids' bowls. From Ray. I'm pretty proud of it. He did a good job. Oh yeah. Hello. It's Thursday and I am homeschooling, which is why this vlog feels spazzy a little bit at the time. But I mainly wanted to say this before I forget again. My like retention currently is very brief just because I'm like ping-ponging between 2 different grades. But yeah, anyway, so I had mentioned last week when I showed y'all the backyard that I wanted to change out this whole side here, like totally redo it. Jeremy and I got RC cars. You saw this. Specifically, well, his new one and mine are rock crawlers. So they're not supposed to go fast. They're way more precision driving, that kind of stuff. And this was done mainly because he's been doing it for like 20 years, 30 years, something like that. And I'm brand new and I have no interest in like the Speed Demon cars. I like the precision stuff. This is just like a hobby for us to do, you know, have some drinks, hang outside after work, kind of do, you know what I mean? Spend some time together and just have fun. But we were thinking, like, the whole point of getting rock crawlers is to do a rock crawler course, and we don't have one. So he's asked if I could come up with some way to keep some of those rocks and turn them into a rock crawler course. So basically he would help me, but I have to like isolate the space. And I'm saying this to you because last week I was like, I'm gonna change all of this and put flowers everywhere. Like I definitely want to do that, but I can't do it the whole thing now because of the rock crawler course. So I have to figure out how to kind of compromise on that and like meet in the middle. The other thing is I've started to look into flower farming, just because I'm so new that like everything is appealing to me right now, and I just kind of want to see. I know I don't want animals aside from like chickens and dogs, so it frees me up a lot of space to grow, right? And I'm looking at all of my sort of limitations as learning opportunities, and I have so many ideas, but at the same time I really don't know. So I figured, you know, this house is my practice garden, and I have total room here. I have total room to play. I have room to make mistakes. I'm not married to anything. You know what I mean? Like, there is a lot of freedom in having a practice garden. So I figured, well, this is a really good kind of conundrum to be in. I need to build a rock crawler course. I want to plant way more flowers. I want to grow really beautiful like cut flowers. So things that are meant to be cut, like ranunculus and anemones, maybe some garden roses, maybe some peonies, stuff like that. Yeah, so I wanted to show you what I had talked about and now like kind of where we're at. Okay, so what I was thinking about doing, this right in here is very narrow, right? Like this is the patio, and then he's just all the rocks that we've sifted out from the side yard he's put there. So I was kind of thinking of doing was doing a bit of a rock crawler thing here. I don't know. I have no idea. This is all totally up in the air. But doing something here and then something to sort of encompass this space. So it's ultimately not big in terms of the amount that it would take up. It would just span from right there to like right there and then back where the wood is, or the patio is basically. But we could use height, right? So I figured, well, maybe I can like do some sort of, almost like a rock dune of sorts, and then double back. So I can really kind of use this weird little pocket to be a cool course. And then kind of use this tree as the stopping point for that. And then underneath here, this is where I would gut. So I would gut all of this, I would gut all of that. We've never once used those. This grass is like dead. And then kind of to wrap around, I would still have all of this to play with and all of this. Now, something to mention. I think what I might wind up doing, I was talking to my friend Courtney about this. I need to really make some decisions on height and like maximizing space and, you know, just almost like that like high intensity yield, you know what I mean? So what I was thinking about doing was just basically like ripping all this out and then doing the soil amendment, you know, getting it tested, all that kind of stuff, and then, you know, plant or whatever, right? Like I can kind of navigate all of that, but this is kind of the best time to be thinking about it because I can plant my bulbs. And something else is I went ahead and I ordered 2 books from a flower farmer. Her farm is called Floret Farm, and she's in, I can't remember the name of it. It's Washington State. It's like an hour north of Seattle. I can't remember the name of the valley. But anyway, so she does absolutely stunning varieties of cut flowers. It's like all she does is cut flower gardens. And I think they're on like 20 acres, but they used to be on 2. And they were a production flower garden on 2 acres. It was remarkable. But I ordered her books, and they come in tomorrow. And I was thinking, you know, I could use that information and basically that resource to help educate my decisions in the next coming months. I know her specific website is selling their like fall planting in the next couple of days. I think it's like the 1st of September. So I kind of really want to plow through those books so I can like know what I can pull off. But inevitably, I already know this is going to happen. I am going to need to totally redo this like top retention bed. So the beast here, the thing that I'm allergic to, and I had another I can't talk, I'm so tired. I have had another allergic reaction to it. I did not sleep much at all last night. I just kept itching. I kept waking up. It was awful. So I think as much as it kills me because I like literally tripled that thing in size this summer, I think I'm gonna pull it out. The thing is, I do not want to pull it out and replace it with nothing. I really, really, really love the idea of covering the fence. 2 reasons. Mainly it's beautiful, and the other reason is because our house sits below the house behind us. Like our street is on a decline, so the street behind us is up higher, so they can see like right in. But beyond that, like it just breaks up that visual line. So what I'm thinking about doing, because I know there's a trellis in there for it to climb, so I think I'm gonna take that out, or have Jeremy take it out because I can't touch it. Like I don't know what the hell I did, but man, I was dying. I think I'm gonna take it out. I think I'm gonna put some like creeping Jenny, and I think I'm gonna put some like vining roses. Like I'm gonna cold stratify those and plant those in the new year, and really get my head around a plan for that. And then, you know, kind of let it go, right? And just kind of let it do whatever it wants. Maybe some bougainvillea, but he's gonna do my not in-ground, he's gonna do my above ground beds pretty soon. We're gonna do a whole video on that. But so a lot of what you see in the containers will come out, or they won't just be like bam, 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 bam next to each other, because we'll have the beds. So my logic is I could use those like the in-ground retention beds for more flowers, like cut flowers, because I can't, it sucks that I can't put anything in the front yard. I really hate that, but whatever, forever house I will. But so my logic, kind of where my head's at on this is I want to go ahead and really start brainstorming solutions. So like, how can I trellis on the fence? How can I fill in that fence so where it just looks green and alive? Because I really want, when you walk out, I want you to see green, and I want you to see color, and I want it to be beautiful, and I don't want it to just be like rock and wood and, you know what I mean, like dead shit, and weeds, because it's just not attractive. The other thing though is, because I'm taking this more seriously and I'm kind of in like the next phase of the practice garden, I do want to get my soil tested. I do want to get like all my individual kind of pockets of soil tested, because I do know that the prior residents of this house had pigs. And I know he told me he's put so much pig shit into the soil, and I don't think they aged it. So I don't have any idea the suitability of this soil for things that aren't as like kind of hardy as zinnias are. So yeah, you know, I really want to grow like ranunculus, and I want to grow anemone, and I want to grow, I mean, there are some absolutely gorgeous flowers I want to grow. I got a whole bunch of zinnias coming. I've got some new sunflower varieties coming. I ordered a ton of stuff. I'm going to do a whole haul on my first 2021 like garden haul, just to show you, because I follow a lot of gardeners and farmers now, and they were all saying that every seed supplier that they work with has said that the seed shortage may actually be worse for 2021 than it was for this year, which is crazy, because that's why I haven't had, you know, that's why I'm so delayed on a lot of my harvesting, is because of the delays and everything. It was either out of stock or it was like super delayed. So yeah, but anyway, so right now I'm just kind of in this space, like I'm sort of just brainstorming. I'm like exploring, how could we do this? How could we do it in a way that either we can take with us, like if I put a bunch of felt bags up, I got to take that with me, or if I, you know, like whatever, right? Like, is it going to be a permanent addition, or is this something that we would like dismantle and take with us? Because those are totally different things. And then past that, there's also just my desire to make it as beautiful as possible, right? Like I just really want it to be a little breathtaking, you know? I want it to be special. And I do love that this is my practice garden, and I do love that I can make it what I want, and I want to make it pretty, and I want to make myself proud. But I also want to make sure that what I'm doing, I'm learning a lot from, because when I'm in the forever house, I'm not saying that my like forever gardens are going to always look exactly the same from the day I planted them. That's crazy. I want to see what does well, and I also want to see what doesn't do well. And because I can't go into a garden center or a nursery or talk to anybody, you know, who could really be helpful, a lot of this is just me playing around, you know what I mean? So I've got to really take advantage of that time. Turn your waiting room into a classroom. And yeah, there's a lot of value to just being out here and kind of whiteboarding in your head how you want this to look, what you want it to look like, things you want to keep, things you don't want. You know what I mean? Like, you're drafting. There's a lot of value to that. But I'm up against a lot of things that aren't really working for me, like pandemic and access, and you know, you're trying to learn quickly so that you can make sure that you buy things that you think could work for you, and you're not like on some like seed bulb black market or some shit. Yeah, so anyway, it's always changing. Just last week I was like, I'm gonna turn this whole thing, and now I'm like, I'm gonna turn half of it. So yeah, and I also think that maybe those trees over there by the, I want to figure out something to kind of make them more of like a little moment and not just like 3 trees by the fence. But at the same time, anything I do at an Adelaide level has to be fenced off. So I kind of go back and forth on, you know, the priority ranking, if you will. So yeah, I really trying to shoot for impact, and I'm trying to shoot for success. I know I need to start my herbs for the 4th time. My friend Courtney lives in a totally different climate than I do, but she gave me a bunch of advice for starting them indoors. So I think I'm gonna do like seed starting indoors, and then, you know, figure out some way. I have no clue how I'm gonna do that. I really don't. Herbs for me are hard, but you know, on the upside, I've had some really beautiful luck with my sugar baby watermelons. I'll show you those on Saturday. But yeah, and my sunflowers are like giant now. Like they've doubled in size in like 5 days. So now they're up to my like belly button, I think, right now. It's crazy. So yeah, but anyway, I'll show you that on Saturday. But I figured I would take advantage of this little moment where I could come out here and tell you what's changed in the last couple of days. Good morning. It is Saturday morning. It has been a week, but it's time to wrap up the week with the garden tour, the vlog week with the garden tour. So let's go ahead and do that. So this here is the early jalapeno, and I do have a little bit of arugula growing. It is so hot here right now. It's been like 105 for days with a heat index of over like 110, 111 and up. So I really, like, you know, don't have high expectations with a lot of stuff. It's kind of been the thing that I've been saying for a while, at least it feels like a while, where I'm just trying to keep stuff alive. But this increase in the heat's really been, you know, in some ways amazing, and in some ways like Jesus. But I want to show you I'm about to water. So this is pre-watering. Purple Beauty bell peppers, they're actually doing really well. They look great. I've got some purple sprouting broccoli coming in. You can see that. I'm unbelievably amazed by the fact that that's even doing that because of how hot it is. It is not supposed to be doing well in heat. Right here we have rainbow cherry tomatoes. You'll see they are flowering. I don't have any fruit coming though, but it's so hot I didn't expect it. This here is my baby boo pumpkins. They're doing really well, like really well. Over here we have this is Cherokee purple tomato, and this is Jesus, it's like foggy. And then right here is my beefsteak tomato. So they are definitely getting more and more height on them. They're doing really well. I don't see fruit just yet. I do see that though. What is that? I'm gonna pull that off because I don't know what that is. I gotta come out here and kind of give them some more love though, because I need water. My sunflowers, my little volunteer sunflowers, this guy just lost all of its little bits, but there's 1, 2, 3 more coming right out of them. And then these are the Kajari melons. I was gonna take them out, and then something told me not to, and that was such a good idea because look, I have another little baby Kajari melon growing. So I'm just gonna leave it because it's so hot I can't do anything else, you know? I mean, for real. This is my first bed of zinnias. They're showing some wear. They are still blooming. Like this guy is a brand new blossom right there. That one is, a lot of this orange is new. Actually, all the orange is new. But yeah, and then I have learned quite a lot. Oh, that purple one is too. I've learned a lot this week specifically on how to do this better next year. So I've spent the week learning a lot more about flower farming and flower gardening and all of that. But I have to give this thing credit because despite, like, I haven't cut a single one of these flowers and I'm still getting newness. Like, it's incredible how prolific these blooms are when you haven't done anything to them. Over here we have, this all looks the same. These are my poppies. These are black peony poppies. So the thing said, I don't know if they actually are, but I think they are because these are Turkish poppies. So either no poppies came up or some phantom something else, I don't know what it is, came up. So we're just gonna play it by ear. These are called plumbago. They're busting through the fence for my neighbor, but they're doing really well over here with the sun. I haven't seen any issues with the sun exposure, which is kind of awesome. I got them identified yesterday for me. An update though that you are gonna see, this officially has to come out. I've had, like, I think I've had 3 allergic reactions to it now, and it's just horrible. So we're gonna take this out, and then I have to really plan out how I want to handle this retention bed for 2021 for gardening. So I have a couple of ideas. I'm kind of kicking them around. I will talk to you more in depth in another video about that. But yeah, he's coming out tomorrow. This here are my Dixie Queen watermelons. Here we have my sugar babies. I had one that split last night. The first one always kind of gets stunted, but then my other guy, I went ahead and I put a melon rest in the basket. So he's doing okay now. And I've got a whole bunch of little ones. I've got this kind of cascading over and into where the yellow moon and stars were. I pulled them because there's just nothing coming up. Unbelievably, my rainbow bell peppers are actually producing some real growth and height. Oh shit! Did you see that? There's a toad. And it's choking out one of my peppers. So I gotta cut that. Oh god. Okay, so yeah, so we've got stuff to do. Okay, so here we have rainbow bell peppers, more of them. And we have my Cherokee purple tomatoes. This gives me a lot of hope because these are doing really well. These 3, I've got Catskill Brussels sprouts here, I have Alpine strawberries here, and I've got Sugar Snap peas here. I don't have any real progress from them. The strawberries I'm not supposed to, so I'm just gonna kind of nurture them. I realized I tilled my raspberries up because I didn't see anything coming up, and I'm an idiot, I should have done that. But that's how you learn. Okay, so then blackberries, grapes, and then I tilled up what was raspberries here and green, I don't even remember what I had here. Some sort of a cabbage, late flat Dutch cabbage is what I had here. It's just the heat, it's just too brutal. Okay, and then here we have some herbs doing well. I've got 1 cinnamon basil doing well, and I've got 1 purple Ruffles basil doing well. I'm gonna wind up pulling this thing off. I'm gonna rehome my herbs to the city pickers. I'm gonna cut down, I'm gonna focus on just a couple and like finding success. I've been learning because we've had the kids for school, which means I'm managing school. I've been doing a lot of school of my own, and I have some changes I need to be making with the garden just for success. But yeah, oh my god, that just bloomed. So these are my newest patch of zinnias, and this just opened up today. So let's see if I can get it for you. Stunning. So that's a really pale pink. And then I've got another one opening up there. Oh god. So I've learned, if you want to cut these, well, I can't do it to this because I'm a little late, but I've actually learned how to manage this for cut flowers. Maybe you can see it's really shadowy because of the sun, but in real life it's not as bad. I've got a lot of ground cover coming up, and I've got a lot of baby newness coming up. So that's pretty thrilling. This is my Mammoth Russian sunflower, and they have the little, if you can see that, I have 3 of them. This, a week ago, was down to like right here on me. Right now, it is between my belly button and my boobs. It's crazy. And in a week, how much height that thing is put on. And I really think all of this development here and here, because there's been a lot of development, I think it's my new fertilizer. So I got a specific new flower fertilizer, and I'm loving it. Oh, Okay, I've got all kinds of buddies out today. This guy bloomed 2 days ago. He is supposed to be an apricot peony aster. I don't know why this is not coming up on camera, the color that it is, because it is definitely way pinky purple than this white, whatever it is. Mama, get back. There's like a bug in there. There's a little amphibian or something. Yeah. Anyway, maybe I back up a little bit. That's not what I planted. I planted an apricot peony aster, and that thing is like pink purple. There we go. You can kind of see the color from far back. Sort of. God. It is very hard to capture color on this camera with the sun out. And we don't get like overcast and that kind of stuff. It's just straight up sun. So it's super challenging. Like that, this is stunning in real life. And it just doesn't come across nearly as beautiful as it really is. It's so pink and it's so green and so vibrant. And it just kind of gets lost. But yeah, okay. So there's kind of that purple color, you know. Okay. Anyway, so yeah. So I've got some asters that I put in here and here. And that looks like a zinnia to me, but who knows. And then they're all getting a little leggy, so they're reaching for more sun, so that's a lesson. But yeah, I definitely have way more coverage, like way more ground cover, and I am getting some stuff coming up, so that's really great news. I do have that dead spot in the back. I'm gonna wind up putting something there that thrives in shade, and I'm gonna get like an established plant for that. I'm not gonna plant from seed there, because I've tried to plant from seed there now twice. And I just think the soil sucks so bad. So, yeah. So that's what's going on here in the garden. I have tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of stuff to update y'all on. But I'm going to do that in my next vlog because I need to be like really present with you, and I need to unpack what's going on in my head and like changes and, you know, forecasting and all that kind of stuff. And I just can't this week. It's just too crazy. Crazy in a good way, but still, like, my attention is elsewhere. But yeah, so that's what we got going on here, and it's pretty awesome. I mean, I am shocked I got another Kajari melon coming out of that thing. I am blown away by that. Okay, so I'm gonna go water, and I'll see y'all very soon. Thanks so much for watching, y'all. Have a great day.